So, what I wanted to talk to you about today is something that I get asked a lot about. And like I've shared with you here, I've been on the healing journey for about over 20 years. And over the last 2 to 4 years, in some capacity, one way or another, I have been working with survivors on the healing journey, online support or face-to-face peer support groups. And one of the things that so many of us had a hard time with in the beginning was believing that it happened. Is that we struggle and we have so much doubt that these memories and these thoughts that seem crazy sometimes, really, right? Is that it felt just like a bad dream. And so survivors ask me that a lot. Why do I doubt myself so much? When am I going to finally believe these dreams or these memories? And I tell survivors that obviously I'm not in your shoes, or I cannot go inside your head to assess the truth in what you're saying, but I know that you, in your heart of hearts, know what the truth is. And I do want to say that I believe you. I hear you. And I know that your struggle is my struggle. And your doubt was my doubt. So when survivors tell me, what are the things that they doubt about themselves, it helps that I have talked to quite a few survivors and I can validate you're not alone. This is a very common feeling and a thought for a survivor. We like to minimize what happened to us. We somehow feel guilty. We somehow feel responsible for what happened to us. And this is normal. This is how we cope. You and I are just a textbook example of a child that was abused by someone they loved and trusted in their own home for year after year after year. The only way we could make sense of it to survive it was, okay, I'm bad and mom and dad are good. Because it's very black and white world we live in as children. So we almost create this fantasy, this fantasy about our parents, and we take the brunt of the responsibility. We take on the shame and the guilt, and we spend the rest of our lives trying to figure out what we did wrong. And we keep validating and confirming this story in our lives outside of ourselves over and over and over, because this is what we know on the inside right now. I'm bad. I'm a shameful person. I don't deserve love. People will be disgusted by me if I tell them the truth of what happened. So these are the things that we see all around us. We prove our story right. Our thinking and our beliefs are really, really powerful. So finding a place to honestly express yourself. And this is where support groups are powerful, because in the beginning, it took me a while to be able even to say the words. But sitting in a group, I could listen to other survivors share their stories and their feelings and how they were figuring this out. They all doubted themselves. I heard their stories and I believed them, but my story, no, maybe not so sure. So finding a group of people, whether it's in person, online, where someone can validate your truth, who can stand in front of you, look you in the eye with a compassionate heart and say, I know how it feels. I remember. I used to doubt myself, and I understand why you do it. But it wasn't your fault. It did happen. You wouldn't be struggling this way today if it didn't. But let's just focus on today. and figure out how we need to change those beliefs we have about ourselves. That's the part that you can change. And start catching ourselves, catching this doubt, these negative voices. Once we catch them, we can identify them, we can link back to where did this come from? And that's when we can shift them into something positive. And we start to feel better when you don't doubt yourself. So I'm going to wrap it up today with this. But I hope this made sense to you. I hope you are enjoying our little chat together. I wish it was two ways, but thank you for taking the time to listen. Please send me a comment or question if you have, and I will respond when I can. Perhaps if you have a question you'd like me to address, maybe I'll make one of my videos about your question. But I want you to know you are not alone. It wasn't your fault. Not then, not now, not ever. And together, we are stronger. We can heal. Thank you.